Phoenix here. UEFA tried, but I've been given the nickname the Phoenix for a reason. As I rose again from the ashes to accurately spoil the football yesterday, and then some. And we'll get into the then some soon. But as always, we'll begin with the recap on what we've seen, what we got right, and the little bit that we got wrong. Teensy bit. So we'll begin with the main game. 3-1. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? That's right. It sounds familiar because the Phoenix yet again spoiled the game yesterday and made some lovely chiching bibbling. But I don't know where the confidence came from Chelsea fans. With respect, you may be world champions, but when it comes to those summer tournaments, you gotta understand it's a little bit different. And I couldn't believe what I was reading yesterday. Chelsea fans genuinely went in with confidence yesterday, thinking they were going to get something from the game. You had no chance. I told them they have no chance, and they attacked me. But the fact of the matter is, there are levels to this game. And we've seen it yesterday. Now, don't get me wrong. In the first half, I thought Chelsea were good. And to some degree, you could consider themselves to be unlucky to go down or to be losing. And the referee, some terrible decisions. Obviously, the first goal that Bayern got was from a free kick that never was, where yet again Caicedo made a perfect tackle and he gets punished for it. But what Chelsea fans will leave out is also, even though it wasn't or it didn't end up in anything, that also he was given free kicks against or in favor of Chelsea that were not. So it goes both ways. Terrible referee. La Liga fans will know all about him. But all of that aside, the second half went only one way. And once Bayern upped it up, Chelsea couldn't contend. As soon as Bayern went to that next level, to the next gear, Chelsea couldn't match anymore. And that's what made the difference. Obviously, Maresca came out with the same lineup as the one that beat PSG in the Club World Cup final. But like I said, that's a completely different game with, of course, Colwill that was missing. And that was huge. Chalobah and Tosin, I seen them against Brentford. There were big problems there. That's when I knew Harry Kane would feast at the Allianz. But the one that surprised me was the key battle that I was most looking forward to, which was Olise versus Cucurella. I'm going to be honest. I haven't seen Cucurella get cooked by a winger. Maybe cooked is a bit harsh, but Olise got the better of him. There's no doubt about who won that battle. And it shows the greatness of him. And I'm a bit surprised again, it comes to Prem-Tars. I told them he's better than Saka, and I got attacked. But he is. I mean, it's not like you didn't see him play in your league. It absolutely baffles me. But at the moment, there's no doubt about it, in my opinion. He's the second best right winger in the world after Lamine Yamal. Yeah, currently. Yes, Liverpool fans. He's even ahead of Salah at the moment. Yes, we'll get to Salah. He had a brilliant game. A much more aggressive Bayern, who are building on from what they done last season. The football that company plays, we know it's very, very high risk. But when it works, it's extremely rewarding. And we've seen that yesterday. This is a Bayern team, remember, who, in my opinion, had an absolutely terrible transfer window. Which means I may have to hold my hands up in the air for company, because I don't think he's been given the best possible squad to work with this year. When he's got Gnabry looking like 2020 Gnabry again, that's how you know. Luis Diaz, you know, I'm not his biggest fan. And I think to some degree yesterday shows why. But either way, they have key players that are turning up. Upamecano, I told you a couple of weeks ago, I think at the moment he's the top 3 centre-back in world football. He's cut the mistakes out. He's been impeccable. Leimer, man of the match yesterday, in my opinion. Well, obviously him and Harry, but if you really watch the game, he was absolutely fantastic. even when he went on the left after Stanisic got injured, to basically be up against Palmer and then eventually Estevao, it didn't face him whatsoever. And of course, Sir Harry Kane, him and Mbappe at the moment. These are the games that Bayern have criticized Kane in the past. He doesn't turn up in the big games, and he missed that chance, right? But it didn't let him affect him, and he scored the following one from an assist from you know who. You cannot achieve great things if you still have players like Malo Gusto playing for your club. If you still have, with respect, a Tosin Chalobah partnership. Pedro Neto, disastrous yesterday. The one thing Chelsea needed the most, they haven't got again. There is no striker. As good as Joao Pedro is, you need someone yesterday that's going to occupy those two centre-backs, similar to what Lautaro Martinez done at the Allianz a few months ago, for those of us who remember that one. So those are the levels and the fine details in this game. So it's clear as day, I don't think Chelsea are going to win either of the two big competitions. They're heading in the right direction. There are some good signs. But all in all, it's not going to be this year. For Bayern, it just may. Especially with the players they're still missing. And the ones that haven't been fully integrated yet. So keep an eye on that. Then, of course, we had the game at Anfield. I thought it'll be 2-0 Liverpool. I didn't expect Atletico to cause Liverpool many problems defensively. But then again, this Liverpool team at the moment, it doesn't seem like it matters who they come up against. Well, unless it's Arsenal who just decide to not even attack. They do leak goals. They flew off the gates. Obviously, Salah got that lucky deflection. But it was much better overall from Liverpool. There was a lot of debate in my chat yesterday about Florian Wirtz's performance, because I was watching the Bayern game as the main game with the Inter game on the second screen. So I didn't watch the game. I only watched it after. And it was definitely, it's not saying much, but it was definitely Wirtz's best performance in a Liverpool shirt. Him and Isaac, there were some nice combinations there. And it looked like he's starting to get more and more into it. But of course, you expect way more from someone like him with the price tag that has been paid. But the truth is, I think Atleti were lucky yesterday. We can yet again claim 100%. And I've told you this, Slot has made a deal with the devil. I mean, the luckiest manager I have ever seen. But it should not have got to that point yesterday for Liverpool. They flew off the gates. They could have ended the game. And then Atleti got back into it. Funnily enough, with Llorente, who absolutely loves playing at Anfield. I want to give a massive shout out to Simeone. Obviously, him getting sent off yesterday with that cretin behind him. But this is the thing with Atletico. Like, even in the biggest of games, even though they're not in the greatest of form at the moment, even if they're going to go down, they go down fighting. And this is why, no matter what form they're in, if you get them in the knockouts, it won't be easy to eliminate them. You're going to have to go through a war. That's a given. But, yeah, I still think the formation for Atleti is not quite right. I think they need to still transition to a 4-2-3-1, which is what they tried at the beginning. But of course, considering the fact they were missing, you could say their best two players in Julian Alvarez and Alex Baena, it's not possible yet. But I would like that eventual transition to a 4-2-3-1. But yeah, we'll see if Liverpool will be able to build on from this. Gravenberch has reached a level the likes of which I didn't think was possible for him. I'll be honest. Like, I thought last season, I don't think it could get better than that. Well, it has got better than that. He has been sensational. Sobo, of course, very critical of him. He was good yesterday. And of course, captain fantastic. It had to be with the winning goal late on. It is a champion's mentality. Is it sustainable? I said it wasn't last year. I don't think I'll make the same mistake again, simply because, like I said, this guy, by far and away, the luckiest manager I have ever seen. Then, of course, Oh, a quick word, by the way, on the early games. I think Olympiacos have messed it up. Like, same to Benfica yesterday. You have to win these games if you want to progress. And if they don't win, if they didn't win that one, it's just not going to happen, unfortunately, for them. Then, of course, we had the game in Amsterdam. Suck it, Appy, where my Inter were in action. Christian Kivu's first Champions League game as manager. And it's what I wanted to see. We could have gone down. Sommer made a big save that changes everything after he didn't save a single shot against Juventus. And then it was the corners again, just like against Juve. Marcus Thuram rose like Cristiano Ronaldo to head home. But of course, if you're a proper Inter fan, we do not celebrate this traitor's goals. He's absolutely playing fantastic at the moment. One of the best signings in Inter history, you could say, considering value for money. We got him on a free transfer. But what he done on Sunday, or Saturday rather, that will not be forgotten. And it sure as shit will not be forgiven. You cannot do stuff like that. So for me, I told you after the game, during the game, I will not be celebrating any Marcus Thuram goals from now until the end of his tenure at the club. You simply don't do that, not in a game like that. Period. The bright sparks for Inter. Francesco Pio Esposito, in his debut in the Champions League, to play in the way he did yesterday. I told you before, I'll say it again. He'll be Italy's number 9 very, very soon. He reminds me a lot of a Luca Toni, but yesterday I even seen Dzeko qualities. His ability to bring others into play. Very selfless. I believe they don't have it here, but the distance that he covered was the most out of, I think, any player on the pitch yesterday, which for a striker is pretty crazy. So that's the difference for Inter. No doubt about it. Yes, Mkhitaryan is still starting. Yes, it pains my eyes. Yes, the core of the team is very similar. But at least when Lauti is injured or Thuram is injured, we have players capable of filling in. Also, De Vrij instead of Acerbi, please. He has to start. Brilliant stuff. As for Ajax, like I told you, unfortunately for them, I don't see it working out for them this year. Heitinga is a terrible manager, but above all, stuck it, happy. Then, of course, last but not least, was the one I got wrong. Because obviously with the Inter one, I said 3-1 Inter, 2-0 Inter. What's the difference? This one, I got it completely wrong. And Atalanta should be absolutely ashamed and embarrassed with their performance yesterday. Listen, PSG at the moment, yes, they're the best team in the world. But missing Dembele, I thought, okay, Atalanta may have a chance. They scored 4 goals on the weekend. It didn't matter whatsoever. They were just not at it. Yes, they're missing key players themselves, like Ederson in particular, Scamacca, but above all, Lookman. But what do you do with Lookman? Like, how can you reject 45 million that we offered you in the summer and now he still doesn't want to play and train for you? So, like, what kind of geniuses are these guys? You could have just got that 45 million from him, reinvested that amount of money back into the squad, and you wouldn't have this problem that you currently have. Stupid, stupid people. But alas, congratulations to PSG. They kicked off where they left off, well, destroying an Italian team that wears blue and black. Alas, either way, obviously we made the cha-ching bibbling apart from this one where I said Atalanta plus 1.5. But that aside, the most impressive thing, believe it or not, was not the amount of money that we made yesterday. No, it was what I cooked up in the fantasy that I shown you guys all the way on Tuesday. 118 points. Have a look at that. Cooked on high heat is an understatement. This is what separates me and the Premtars. The Premtars unable to probably even put a Champions League fantasy team together. 118 points. I thought I was number 1 in the world. I really did. It turns out we're not. We're number 1 in my league, number 1 in the Artetas, everybody else below me. Number one, where I belong. Not just that, number one in Malta. Overall, number 34. Just here. Right there. Mightily impressive. 1 point behind being 24. Couple of points behind being in the top 10. Incredible scenes. This is the guy that's number one. Keep that spot warm, buddy, because I'm coming for you. Today, of course, there is still some remaining games. All the spoilers have already been done on Tuesday's video. It will be a kick stream again today, by the way. Much love for all the support that you gave me on kick and you shown me yesterday. The main game will be Newcastle Barcelona, City Napoli second screen, but my Twitch should be unbanned during the game. So of course, as soon as it's back on, we'll be back on Twitch and we will be there. UEFA, you tried, but you couldn't stop us. We continued making some cha-ching and also entered in the top 34 in the world in fantasy. That's what the Phoenix does. Rises from the ashes. I'll catch you in the streams tonight. Phoenix out.